Problem 549. This problem is a checkpoint for multiplying polynomials. It will be referred to as checkpoint 5a. The directions: multiply and simplify each expression below. Letter A, the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of 2x squared minus 3. So let's go ahead here, and what we have is a binomial times a binomial. I'm just going to continue using generic rectangles, just like one of the other recent problems we've had here. And let's take this and set it up. Let's do x plus 1, and I'm going to do my 2x squared minus 3. Let's do x times 2x squared would be 2x to the third power. X times negative 3 would be negative 3x. We have 2x squared times 1 would be 2x squared. And then we have 1 times negative 3 would be negative 3. So we've got the area of each part of this here. Let's put it all together to get the total area. Let's put it in standard form now. My highest degree is the third power, so you're going to want to use 2x to the third. We have a degree of 2, a degree of 1, and a degree of 0. So let's take and go with our next highest degree, be plus 2x squared minus 3x minus 3. And now we've got our answer there. That is letter A. Letter B, we've got a binomial times a trinomial. So the quantity of x plus 1 times x squared minus 2x plus 3. I actually prefer the generic rectangles for when I have binomials and trinomials, or trinomial times trinomial, because I think it's a great way to sort your information. So let's go ahead and set it up here. We've got a 2 by 3, so we've got a rectangle that's 2 by 3. So I'm going to put let's change over to blue here. Let's do x plus 1. And on the bottom, I'm going to have x squared minus 2x plus 3. So as long as we know how to multiply, we should be all right here. We're going to do x squared times x is going to give us x to the third power. X squared times 1 is going to give us x squared. X by negative 2x would be negative 2x squared. And negative 2x times positive 1 would be just negative 2x. Positive 3 by positive x would be 3x. And then positive 3 by positive 1 would be 3. And if you look here, if you look diagonally, our x squared terms are here, our x terms are here. So it'll make it easier for us to combine like terms. Our highest degree, x to the third. I have a positive x squared and a negative 2x squared. So this positive one will cancel out one of the negatives, leaving me with minus x squared. These two negative x's will cancel out 2 of the 3 positive x's, leaving us with plus x. And then the 3 would be our constant at the end. So we get x to the third minus x squared plus x plus 3. Moving on, let's look at letter C. For letter C, we have 2 times the quantity of x plus 3 squared. Now this is a problem that I see a number of mistakes on. You have to remember your order of operations. With order of operations here, remember it's usually going to go grouping symbols. So you simplify inside your grouping symbols, and this is simplified inside. Then you look at exponents before you do multiplication or division from left to right. So we always want to square this binomial before you try to distribute your 2. This is the same thing here as 2 times the quantity of x plus 3 times the quantity of x plus 3. Now, if you wanted to do 2 and distribute it through one of these and then multiply it by the third term here, that would be fine. But you can't distribute it through this one and then square it, because it would be like distributing it through both of these. So let's go ahead and square the binomial first. So right now, we're going to have, I'm not going to forget about my 2. I'm going to have 2 times something down here when I'm done. Let's see. We've got x plus 3 and x plus 3. So I'm multiplying this right now. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times x, 3x. And 3 times 3 is 9. We put all this together, we're going to have still 2 times whatever this is. We're going to say 2 times x squared plus 3x plus 3x would be 6x plus 9. Now we're not finished yet, because now our 2 comes into play. We have 2 times all of this. So it's a monomial times a trinomial. So now we're going to use the distributive property to distribute it through. So when we do that, we should have 2 times x squared would be 2x squared. 2 times 6x would be 12x. And 2 times 9 would be 18. So we end up with 2x squared plus 12x plus 18. That is letter C. Letter D. What we're looking at here is the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of 2x minus 3 squared. And once again, if we expand it out, we get a good idea of what we're actually doing. We have 2x minus 3 times, 2x minus 3 again. So we have a binomial times a binomial times a binomial. Well, most of the time when we do binomial times binomial, we'll get a trinomial as a result. Let's see what happens here. Let's go ahead and do, let's do the one that's squared first. So let's do 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. Two x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 would give us negative 6x. 2x times negative 3 would be negative 6x. And then negative 3 times negative 3 would give us positive 9. So what we're looking at here is we currently have x plus 1. And now we're going to be multiplying it times 4x squared. Negative 6x and negative 6x is negative 12x plus 9. So now we've got binomial times trinomial. So let's set that up here. So we've got 2 by 3. We have x plus 1. And we've got 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. Go ahead and multiply this. 4x squared times x, 4x to the third This would be 4x squared, because 4x squared times 1. Negative 12x times x, negative 12x squared. Negative 12x times 1 would be negative 12x. 9 times x, 9x. And 9 times 1 is 9. So our final answer here, and we put it all together, our highest degree being 4x to the third. 4x squared and negative 12x squared. Well, there's 8 more negatives than there are positives, so we're going to have minus 8x squared. 9x and negative 12x will give us minus 3x plus 9. And there you have it. This is the answer for D. 4x to the third minus 8x squared minus 3x plus 9. Letter C, 2x squared plus 12x plus 18. Letter A, 2x to the third plus 2x squared minus 3x minus 3. And letter B, x to the third minus x squared plus x plus 3. We should be doing all right with those. If not, remember this here is a checkpoint problem, which means we're not going to spend as much time discussing these in class. It's going to be expected that you know how to do it. So if you need help, you need to make sure you get it soon.